This evening's game is pretty exciting. I've recently been getting some comments from people who want want me to review their games. Thank you very much. I'm hugely appreciative. I will try and get through as many as I can, as are appropriate. And apologies if you can hear dogs barking in the background. The neighborhood's gone a bit mad, and I don't have a proper studio yet, so that's the nature of it. But here we have a game called Hexlite, and I am, of course, exceedingly impressed. This is a little different to the other games I've been doing, in which those games are typically a lot newer. You know, I often review them within a few hours of them having been uploaded. It's still a browser game, still one click, and the link will be in the description. The dev seems to be 4KP. Not sure what that means, but cool. This was a Game Jam submission to No Pressure Jam number 2, but this was uploaded like 2 months ago. So, you know, it has been polished up a little bit, bearing that in mind. It is a strategy game, quite fast-paced, real-time strategy. And it has roguelike elements in which you carry sort of upgrades and things through games. We'll jump in and have a look now, and get some gameplay in, play a few levels, and then we'll have a little bit of chat. I've tried to formalize my sort of the critique side of my videos a little bit more, divided into some sections. So I'm interested to see what people think of the sections, the ways I review it. But the more important part is showing people, some gameplay. And let's get on to that. Okay, first of all, the menu, we have some music. Now I've maximized it. Let me maximize this and just make sure we're still recording properly. Good. We have the clear progress button, which I have clicked, so we are back to 0 to start. We have a very good help, which explains all of the gameplay mechanics, and yeah, a limited amount of upgrades that we can also buy per cell and so on. Yeah, so that's the help. The help is very, very good. It's quite rare to see a game, at least the new games that I usually look at, that have such comprehensive help. So full marks for that. Although I will say the game is a little complicated when you don't know what you're going into, but I figured it out pretty damn quickly, so no problem there. We'll have a look at that. There is a shop for hex coins, which I assume you earn through victories of some sort during gameplay. I don't have any as yet. And that's all of the menu elements I can look at. I would like to wait to turn the music off, otherwise adjust the sounds here in the menu. But there is a turn off button in the game. Hopefully this isn't copyrighted music in any way. But let's jump in. Start run. We get a upgrade of some sort as we jump into the run. These are all pretty good, I guess, but let's go with logistics. I don't think I really need to worry about too much for the first level, but let's select that, and we are going to start the level and slow it down. Let's turn the music off so we can think. Right, this is our game menu. Up in the top left here we have the number of tiles that we have, which is 2, and the number that the AI has, which is 1, so a little bit of an advantage for us. We are blue. Apparently we are always blue. We have, this is the upgrade we selected at the beginning. Logistics, our transfer and attack rate is a little bit faster, which I think gives us a massive advantage. Up here on the top right, the sound controls. The speed controls were currently paused on 0. There's a zoom, we can zoom in and zoom out. Not hugely useful for this map, but presumably for bigger maps, that's quite valuable. And then down here are the upgrades that we can buy for each cell. So here we have One attack upgrade, one defense upgrade, and one production upgrade. I'm going to, just for the hell of it, spend a production upgrade on the cell. And now I only have an attack upgrade and a defense upgrade left. But that's fine. So, the gameplay mechanic, the control mechanic is to click on a tile and then drag it and point it at one of the other tiles. And then our units on the origin tile will then move over to the targeted tile and attack it if it's not ours, and obviously reinforce it if it is. So do the same thing with the other one, and then let's let gameplay happen for a bit. We'll just go at 1. So we have taken over those tiles, and we can stop there. Let's point you to that one, take over those tiles, wait for the next tick. You can go to that one. Right, so those are our tiles now. I just want to take over these corner tiles because those will help boost our production. It's running a bit slowly. Let's put it up to 2. I'm taking those over, and we can start attacking these spaces because this is a nice little bottleneck that we have going here that we can easily defend and concentrate on. And here we are funneling all of our units through to our new tiles. So all of these will then push the units through to there, and then all of those will in turn push the units through to there. And that is the basic gameplay. If you've played Risk, this is a lot like Risk, a sort of cleaner, more simplified version. And let's forge ahead and do battle as we can. Alright, so we've stacked up our units here. We are now coming out of the bottleneck into our wider area, so let's start grabbing. And we have these. I'm going to give you some defense support there. Okay, you can go there, you can go there. You can go there now. Oh. Alright. Sorry, I know I've gone quiet, but I'm concentrating. Now we're fighting our way to our next bottleneck, but we have by far the dominant productions of the map, so I think this is pretty much in the ball. Let's boost the attack there, and we can smash through with you. Dum dum dum. You can join in. You can join in there. And can I remove an upgrade? No. So once it's committed, it's committed. But does this? I see, and that doesn't carry through. So the production upgrades are by far the most useful because you can carry your production upgrades through the chain. The defense, I mean, that's nice in a defense and attack are nice in a pinch because you use them to break through an obstacle like we had there. But they're definitely not as valuable as the production upgrades because, I don't want to sound like one of those kinds of military commanders, but the more numbers that you have to throw at the enemy in a situation like this, the more you are going to have victory because it is just a numbers game. And yeah, so I mean, we can go back up to 2 and just start smashing our way around. I mean, the computer obviously wasn't playing that very well. He should have had those ones producing and dumping stuff onto us. We can cut him off here, I suppose, because it was close there. And here we have our victory. because we have 100 and he has 1. Right, so we have succeeded and won this this round. These are some very interesting upgrades. Okay, so this boosts our plus 10 attack and our attack and defense upgrades for plus 10 and plus 10. As I said, those upgrades are very situational. It would be better if you could sort of remove them and re-add them somewhere else. But they're situational, so that's not the most valuable. We get more attack upgrades, which is great. That makes them a bit more useful. You can use them more. But this one is interesting. Defense upgrades a 30% chance to perform a counter attack on a successful defense, removing an additional attacking unit. So that, you see, again, these are all situational because they're all attack and defense upgrades. But this one, I think this one's just the most interesting because it helps you defend a bit quicker, a bit longer, getting more of the troops. I'm just going to select that. Alright, so I'm not going to start the next level. Okay, so something else new is that these layouts are different every time. I didn't realize because that first game was the same, but this one was now different. I don't know if that's the game engine trying to make things more difficult for us. This is an interesting map to do combat on. We don't have any nice... I suppose if I can smash my way up here, I get a bit more map. Alright, so start with the production upgrade in the back so we can get our troops out faster. I'm assuming the computer does not get upgrades, I don't know. We still have our logistics boost. Where do we get the hex coins, I'd like to know. That'll be interesting. Maybe if we have to win a game and then we get coins at the end of that. I'm not sure. We'll play one more map. Give this a really good try. Start level. Not sure if these pauses are the game engine trying to think about things. Let's give you a defense boost because we have met the enemy there. Okay. Let's try and get some action going over here. Oh no. Wow, okay, the enemy is smashing us here. Okay, I was not prepared. Good job, enemy. But we earned 1 coin and we only have 1 restart. So let's try that. Okay, so now the map is different. Alright, so we have a little bit of bottleneck that we can exploit there. But the enemy is definitely a lot better now. So let's upgrade you. And get you going there. Get you going there. Alright, let's get you going there and get you going there. Okay, you see now we are almost neck and neck with the enemy. He's being a bit slower, not moving those quite as quickly that I can see. Oh, so he does get upgrades. Alright. Alright, so we are pinned into our little corner, but we do have a pretty solid front line. So let us transfer you there a bit quicker. And what I would like to do is cut this lad off over here. So we're going to give you a defense upgrade. And okay, you can feed your troops into that. Alright, so what I want to do is I want to cut them off here, because see, my concern is if I start cutting them off here, I'm going to hit that. So how about you go in there, you stay here for the moment as my linchpin. Okay, now we can start chipping away at these lads. You go up there, you go up there, you go up there, you go up there. Alright. See, I would like to get his production booster down, which I can actually do. I don't like how he's forged ahead in there, but I think we're doing okay for the moment, because we are both concerned about this side. And we can smash our way around. Okay, there we go, we've got him nailed into the corner here. We can start pushing our way around and being a big bully. Actually, let's go there. And here we have them. Wow, that was quite difficult. But we have succeeded. I don't know if I get my retry back. Ooh. That is a nice one. So we get an extra production upgrade, and we also get plus 10 attack and defense on a production upgrade. So that's... I mean, I want to keep my production upgrades further back than that, but that is super valuable for an emergency situation. So let's select that. And now we have two sets of enemies. But do they fight each other, is what I would like to know. But I'm going to leave that for you guys to discover. Come and play this game. It is amazing. I like it a lot. Yeah, a few little points in here where a bit of information would have been nice. Okay, I didn't realize that. We can see what their sort of route upgrades are. We have 3, they only seem to have 1, so fortunately we have a bit of an advantage. I hope they fight each other, because it's 2 to 1 would be a bit mean. But we do have a nice big chunk of our own production arena here, so I will go backwards and just kind of boost the strength here as much as I can. Yeah, see, right. So first of all, UI is fine. It's perfectly understandable once you understand the games, and the help does help a lot. There is a bit of help. What we don't have is access to the help here on this page. It's only in the main menu. I mean, you can step out and continue, that's fine, but it would have been nice to have a little help button in here. But I mean, assuming we don't make this more complicated, but as it is, it would be nice. Maybe some tooltips or something like that. The sounds are fine. The music is pretty cool. It gives it a sort of a cyberpunky hacking type of feel. I don't know if it's quite as militaristic as I would have liked. I guess it depends what the kind of theming you're going for. Also, there's no sort of sound for... That would be nice to have a sound every time you change your targeting. Just a little click or something like that, just to say, okay, that's been done. It's not serious, but it would be nice and responsive. Okay, visually. Now, this is a complex game, so it's kind of more simplistic visual style with just the numbers, and basically it's a numbers puzzle. It is great, it's fantastic. It makes it a lot easier to understand. It would have been nice if there was maybe military theming. I don't know. I mean, we have bits of military theming here and there, like, you know, the weapons factories upgrade, and the directions is the AI of the west and the AI of the east. You know, so it's you're talking about attack, defense, and production. So it's kind of halfway there. You're sort of hinting that you're looking at an army simulation here, but when it's just numbers on a hexagonal, sort of game map, it feels like it hasn't gone far enough. So kind of soldiers theming, maybe the tiles change a bit depending on the level of troops you have, rather than the pure numbers. Just shrink the numbers down to a corner and just have little icons that change. I don't know, obviously that makes it a lot more complicated, a lot busier. That might be a bad thing, but it's something to think about, to investigate. But again, that's just nitpicky for kind of theming lore purposes. As it is, I think this looks great. It's a very good, clean puzzle strategy game to play, and yeah, it's entirely acceptable. Now we have what I call the game feeling, which is really the sort of responsiveness to controls and things like that, which is fine. I mean, the game moves. There is that weird pause every so often, which I think is the logic doing stuff in the background, bearing in mind this is a browser game, so it has a fairly contained space to work within. As complex as it is, I think it's fantastic. I have a very sort of entry tier computer, so this might be a bit faster on a higher level machine. I don't know. But yeah, other than that, I mean, sort of the controls are nice and quick and clean. Everything's very responsive. So fantastic. The feeling is fantastic. Now the immersion elements. Again, this is bundled in with my art sort of musings, in that I don't really know what I'm doing here. Who am I? Why am I fighting these AIs? What is the story behind this? It's just called Hexlite. What's am I fighting aliens or enemy soldiers from different ideologies, or I mean, yes, like the way the game looks, this is pared down and minimalistic, so it doesn't really matter, but it would be nice if this was bound into some kind of story or lore environment, if the developer wants to go in that direction. So that would be something I'm missing. Whereas the emotions and motivations that I have in the background for these battles, that I think is something that might be expanded on, just to push this game to the next level. And really, that's all I can think of to say. It's as game goes, this is one of the better ones that I've found on Itchio. I mean, I suppose you could call it the best. I don't know. I found some pretty damn good games lately, but it's up there. It's top 10 of the ones that I've played. And for a first, well, it's the first Unity project. For a first anything, this is fantastic. We have some credits here. some people that have helped him out. Fantastic. The usual sort of tags and things like that, keyboard and mouse. Yeah, all said and done, this is a damn good game. Come and give it a play. Give the devs some love. Guys who make the good stuff like this develop some cool support. I mean, if you look at the screenshots here, you can see how insanely complex some of this thing gets. I mean, look at this. We've got a 6-7 way here, across a map with holes in it. A nice tight brutal map there. The gameplay is going on. Another one very thin and simplistic with the holes, brutal sort of focus points all over the place. I mean, there's some, if you're a fan of strategy stuff, there is some good looking stuff happening here, and I can't wait to play it a bit more. A few things I don't. Chain commands by dragging across multiple own tiles. I mean, okay, so you can't just sort of click and drag and it'll line all the arrows up. That's pretty cool. It's a nice feeling there. Right past button, zoom in out. Game speed with the things. Spacebar just pauses. I mean, that's some really good control design there. And it sounds simplistic, but I assure you it's missing from a lot of games, especially sort of the prototypes and things like that, which makes sense, but those are some values. The upgrades, it would be nice if you could remove an upgrade from a tile and move it somewhere else. That's the only thing I would particularly like. I don't know how that would mess with the balance of the game, but I don't like the idea that my attack and defense upgrades are committed at any particular point. And even the production ones might be nice to move around. That one's less serious because obviously your troops are moving around, but the attack and the defense, it's a single burn and use, and I don't think they make enough difference on their own. Maybe once they're upgraded with the sort of the meta upgrades, they become a lot more powerful and a lot more useful in a dedicated spot. But yeah, it would be nice to be able to undo them and redo them. And that's it. That's all the critiques I have of an absolutely excellent game. The link will be in the description from the YouTube side of things. If you like this video, if you like the critiques and all of that kind of stuff, hit the like button. If you want to see more reviews, I've got some other sort of commented games where I, that I'll be doing a very similar review to this one, which will be games that are also probably a little bit more established, possibly a little bit more polished like this one. So hit the subscribe and hit the alarm bell if you want to see those and get some more recommendations of games to jump on and play. And leave me more comments. Leave your game if you want me to add it to my list to take a look at. The list is growing fast now as comments start rolling in, but I will do my best to at least look at them. I can't promise a video on all of them, but if the game appeals to me, I'll definitely review it. So hit those comments. Tell me what you think. Tell me more ways you think I should contemplate a game's design. If you think of something that I haven't thought of here, definitely I will add it to my review musings and probably help other developers as well. And thank you very much for watching, and I hope to see you in the next video.